Nice one, cool dudes. You join me in Southwick and I'm about to undertake a ghost walk to Shoreham-by-Sea. But first of all, we had to visit an important ghost site here in Southwick, which is about a mile or so away. And it's this old pub behind me, which used to be the Schooner. The new landlords back in 1990 said there were some strange goings on and a very uncomfortable feeling in the cellar. So they employed 2 mediums to come along and check it out. And during their investigation, one of the mediums just collapsed on the floor and started talking like a small child. What's that all about? Well, apparently a young girl and her nanny were in the cellar when the river had a flash flood and they couldn't get out and they both drowned in there and they haunted the pub ever since. But that wasn't the end of it, cool dudes, as about 5 years later, some new landlords arrived and they reported strange goings on. First of all, they came downstairs one morning to find the dishwasher had flooded, even though it had been turned off and the drains had been emptied. Not that scary, but how about this? Later on that summer, the landlord went downstairs to get a drink of water from the pub when he came face to face with a huge 3-foot bright light floating between the ceiling and the floor. Uh-oh, but it gets scarier, for no sooner had the light disappeared than he saw the huddled figure of a small girl by the front door. She had red hair and she looked up at him. He went to speak, but no words came out of his mouth. He was just frozen. Luckily, she disappeared. Ever since then, there have been countless sightings, and that may have been why people stopped going to the pub and it turned into this house. I wonder if they get any strange visits in the night time. I've taken a detour from the seafront to visit St. Julian's Church, and there's a strange bird sound in the graveyard, but as soon as I press record, it disappeared. I always like to read the gravestones to try and get good names for characters, which is what Beatrix Potter used to do to get the ideas for a lot of her animal characters. That's a good fact for you. I'm now on the outskirts of Shoreham-by-Sea and I'm standing outside what was the old civic centre and also the home of a massive bell. What sort of bell? Well, it was a ship's bell from the old HMS Shoreham, and it used to hang in the foyer over 10 foot high, so it was out of anyone's reach, except at night. Often you'd hear a single peal from the bell. But who could be ringing it? This was also the former home of a hospital radio, and many of the late night DJs reported seeing a shadowy figure underneath the bell shortly before or after it was rung. Can you imagine anything more terrifying than seeing a massive donger in the middle of the night? I'm now in Shoreham-by-Sea, cool dudes, and Shoreham is steeped in history. There's lots of reports of ghosts of monks and nuns, and one terrifying fact is that it's thought that Shoreham was the place that the Black Death entered the UK back in 1348. I wonder if any of the plague victims were buried here before it became a churchyard. Probably too recent. As the darkness starts to fall, cool dudes, I'm here on Shoreham-by-Sea beach. And it's time for question of the day, which is, What is the scariest book you have ever read? I've heard that The King in Yellow is the scariest book. It's a collection of short stories, and the first one's supposed to be terrifying. I haven't read it yet because I'm too much of a coward. In terms of other scary books I've read, I'm reading M.R. James's Ghost Stories, but I think a lot of the Christmas adaptations are scarier than the stories themselves, as they're quite antiquated. Please list your scary stories below. I'll be fascinated to read them. Nice one. I'll let you into a secret, cool dudes. There's a reason I'm here before nightfall, because this is where one of the scariest ghosts I've ever read about has struck, usually in the hours between midnight and 2 o'clock. It starts off with a feeling like you're being followed, and you noticed a figure in the distance. Then the smell of burned flesh hits your nose. This ghost wasn't seen before or reported before 1940, so it's thought to be a ghost of someone from the Second World War. And the final bit of the ghost sighting is terrifying, and it happened to a group of students here on this beach when they saw a figure in the distance, smelt the burning flesh, and then the figure of a burned man came careering towards them, screaming and wailing, and they ran off. They all survived, but were others not so lucky? Have you seen the burned man? Please write below if you're one of the survivors. Time to head back into town. This is the river Adur, cool dudes, and somewhere along here, I couldn't find it, the remains of a ship which was forced up the river back in 1893 during a storm, and it was just left broken along its banks. And apparently the fisherman was left destitute, as his only means of income for his family was ruined and just stuck by the side of the river. And according to legend, if you pass the river sometimes at night, you can see grey figures trying to push the boat back into the water. If you look closely at these figures, their eye sockets are empty and black. And that, my friends, is not the only ghost that haunts this river. Also, there are the infamous mists. Not normal sea mist, but mist so thick you can't even see your hand on the end of your arm. And those who are lost in them sometimes get stranded out in the sea and are never seen again. But those who have survived said when they were in the midst of the mist, they saw the faces of those who had died and were lost in there forever. Behind me, cool dudes, is the Crown and Anchor, a pub and the home of our last ghost. Just after the Napoleonic Wars, a sailor brought home a poor French lady who fell pregnant, and then he abandoned her and she was left to work in this pub. But sadly, it all got too much and she threw herself out of the window, and pubgoers have regularly reported seeing a pale lady dressed in grey speaking in French. Ah merde, une fenêtre, si tu veux. Sacre bleu. It's now dark, cool dudes, and if you've enjoyed this ghost walk and the other walks, you can help me make more videos by joining the club. You just go to this YouTube page, click on what tier you'd like to support me on, and in return you get to watch extra videos. You get to use these emojis, and you get entered into the prize draw. But I will leave you with one final quiz. You're at home, alone, at night, when a ghost enters your bedroom. What do you do to try and ward off the evil spirit? A, throw a glass of water over it. B, shine your bedside light on it. Or C, throw your duvet cover over it. Choose wisely, cool dudes. This could be your last ever decision. here's the results. If you chose A, throw water over it, the ghost got really, really annoyed and pulled you into the underworld. If you chose C, throw a duvet cover on it, the ghost thought it was a ghost party, invited all his friends, and now there's 100 times more ghosts in your room. So you got destroyed. But if you chose B, shine a light on it, you survived until the next morning. Another day free of ghosts. That's it, cool dudes. Hope you enjoyed this. One more thing. Stay cool. What a terrifying walk. But what a beautiful painting of Shoreham-by-Sea. One of my favourites yet. And this original watercolour framed masterpiece could be yours. If you've been on eBay, the starting price is £12. So, yeah, definitely get that. All right, cool dudes. Your Keyring gallery is coming up next. As usual, there are a load of Halloween keyrings available on the website, and I'll be replacing these in the build up to Halloween, and then it'll be the Christmas ones. But before that, it's time for the prize draw. Currently, there are 779 of you cool dudes supporting me on YouTube. You're all automatically in the prize draw. Number 1 being the longest serving member. Number 779 being the most recent member. I can't give out specific numbers because it always changes with people leaving and joining the club. But you're all in the prize draw, and the prize this time is for this science fiction book I was sent. Bookmarks by Rather Good Art. A cool horror patch you can sew on. A ghost hunter badge. Normal badges. A ghost keyring. A spotter's handbook. The birthday card and the art cards. What a wonderful prize. It's time to say, random number generator, generate me a number. Generate 401. And the 401st longest serving member, who's been a cool dude for 20 months, is Emma Russell. Emma, please email me at cooldudes.walkingclub@gmail.com with your address and I can send this stuff through to you. That's it, cool dudes. Time for your keyring gallery. And please send me the keyring pictures to the same address in landscape mode. All right, only one thing I have to say. Stay cool. Yes, that's what I say at Halloween.